Hey, welcome to the channel Pain in the Batoot here. Um, I wasn't sure I wanted to comment. There's enough other people commenting on this, but there's sort of a thing that is attributed to apparently being a sort of a Chinese curse to people, which, if you research it, looks like um, it's just made up that it's Chinese, but it's what it is may you live in interesting times, and it's supposed to be sort of a semi little like may you live at a time of turmoil. And that defines today. Today is April 25th, 2024, and wow. Wow. I've I've seen a lot of stupid shit happen with companies and game companies particularly. This is new. Wow. So, what I'm chuckling about isn't actually funny, but I can't help myself. It's a game that I love, that I stream, that I enjoy playing. It has done probably the dumbest thing. I don't know what's going on there, if somebody lost their mind or what, but I've never. Anyways, just a bit of history. You probably should know, but in case you're somebody that follows some of my videos and happen to see that I upload this one, um, today BSG released an update to their game. It is patch 14.6, and these are the patch notes for it. So they released a patch which actually has some very nice changes in it. If you look at the changes, switched in-game season to late spring, so they got rid of the snow, and they made some changes to inertia, which a lot of people have been complaining about, and they reduce aim punch effect, which people have been complaining about, and reduce the blur effect when taking damage, which people have complained about, and reduce the camera shake effect while shooting. Everybody is happy as hell with all those. Um, and if that's all they did, it would be a good day. Then they did some rework of hitbox penetration, which is a work in progress. They're trying to. They changed armor, basically now has a lot more hitboxes, and there's places where you couldn't shoot somebody before, like the armpits or stuff, and they're reworking how bullets go through. There's a whole section here and about armor penetration. Nobody had any problem whatsoever with this. What they did have problems with is this part. So, yeah, when this came out, people lost their shit. I have never seen so many streamers that I like to watch be this upset with a developer before. Um, yeah, people lost their shit on this. Um, so now there used to be a version of the game. It was kind of the premium version. It's like, you can buy games and they'll have a gold edition in a fancy box and whatever, and you horribly overpay for it. I think it was called Edge of Darkness because they've actually removed it from their website. So, um, but it was a top end. Now, some people will argue that it had some enhancements in it that made it unfair, but I have a version of it, so that's what I paid for. It cost me $150 to buy, but it had a number of unique features which I can no longer show you because it's gone from their website. Well, today they released this new version, the Unheard Edition. and it's supposed to be a replacement for the Edge of Darkness that they took away, which I don't never really understood why they were taking away Edge of Darkness, but they did, and they've replaced it with this. So it's now available for purchase. Access to PvE co-op mode with persistent progression. This is one of the things that has people pissed because they think, and I agree with them, that this should have been available to everybody. This is like there is a single player version of Tarkov out there, apparently. I've never played it myself, but I have seen videos of people playing it. So, what it's supposed to be with this access to the PvE co op mode with persistent progression, i.e., it doesn't get reset at wipes, would allow you to go in and play PvE version of Tarkov with you can go in there with friends and play. It removes all the other players, like all the other PVCs, all the other players are gone. Apparently, they're replaced with raiders or rogues or more higher IA scab bots. And I'm assuming they have to remove all the tasks that would be a lot of tasks about killing other players will have to be reworked to killing these rogues. But yeah, a lot of people, and I kind of feel it myself, this would have been a nice thank you to the Edge of Darkness people who paid up front for the higher end of the game. But the the minimum that people are saying is okay. Well, this should have been like very. It should have been its own little game for like, and you charge $20 if you're trying to make some money. Which is why everybody thinks that this is what they're trying to do, is that they're in trouble cash wise and they need some money, so they've done this. Um, but they could sell it for a reasonable price, and like not many people are going to buy this unheard edition. All the streamers out there are saying they're not buying it. One or two have to say, look, I just want to see what it is. I don't agree with it. I don't support it, but I got to make channel content, so I'm going to buy it. Okay, that makes sense. But they could have packaged this and sold it and probably made some money doing it that way. They didn't, so they've added it to the unheard edition. They've added a little bit more to your stash. Well, you could buy individual lines to your stash anyway, so nobody really cared about that. Um, Increasing the starting level of character skills. Supposedly, certain skills are start off at 3 instead of 1, so that does give you a bit of a boost. This is where we're starting to get into the dark territory of pay to win. And if you don't know what I mean by pay to win is something that people hate because it means that some players who have kept more cash than others or don't mind spending it will buy enhancements that allow them to get further on in the game than they would be entitled to it if they simply played it. And people really don't like pay to win. I don't like pay to win. Um, it is that it is a boost to people. Now, people said Edge of Darkness was kind of pay to win because it had bigger stash sizes and you got a bit more gear that other people didn't have and stuff like that. So yeah, you could say that it was already in the game and maybe I should shut up, but that's the way I think about it. Uh, Expanded PMC pockets. So pockets right now are single cell. You get 4 of them. You can put stuff in, but you can't put any full size mags in them. Um, so it kind of helps your character, but doesn't. Um, Having 4 cells doesn't allow you to go crazy with it. Well, now they're adding to those. They're taking 2 of those single cells and converting them to double cells. So now you can put the biggest mag. Well, not the biggest mags. Those are the drum mags. But you can put for some guns 60 round mags into your pockets and just run that way. So typically you would have had to buy a vest or a rig and run that. Now you don't. So that has some people upset. It doesn't bother me. Additional equipment and resources in the stash. Okay, not a big deal. Unique in-game ID. Okay, don't care. This unique radio electronic item marker of the unheard is some goofy thing. It's not in the game yet. You'll get it as soon as they release it, but it's supposed to be that if you go into the game, um, you can trigger it and it reaches out to everybody in your friends list to let them know that you're needing help and they can join your raid. Well, all your friends can't because there's a limit on how many people can be in your squad. But anyways, and then there was a thing that also it um, makes it so that scavs will not shoot at you if they're more than 60 meters away. So that means you're basically immune to scav snipers, which again is a boost to the game. Um, I can live with it, don't really care. Unique in-game melee weapon. Well, basically, they found that they just added a stock knife from some website that you can go to and buy stock images of stuff. So people don't like that. They say that was pretty low end to do that. There was a game called out the day before, which basically was built of just all these custom blocks that they bought from this website. So people don't like that. You get any unique in-game armband. Okay, who cares? I don't go looking at people's armbands. Increased mail retention time. I think that is for items you've insured. You have a certain amount of time to claim them, or they get sold by the vendor that's returning them. So this is a nice little boost. More slots on the flea market. You start off with, I think, 2 slots, and the more you transact in the flea market, the more slots they add. So you start off with more. That would help you sell on the flea better. Okay. Increased fence standing. I don't think that's a big deal. Most people don't care. Additional main menu background. Nobody cares about that. Free access to all subsequent DLCs, season pass. Well, that was supposed to be part of Edge of Darkness. I'm supposed to have that because I had an Edge of Darkness. So, including this line in here, um, because this Unheard edition is supposed to replace Edge of Darkness. Okay, you're just putting that in there. Access to early test server has some people upset because the test server is there to test things, and they think that if they allow everybody in that would buy the Unheard edition, they're just going to have yahoos run around killing people while they're trying to actually help Battlestate develop the game by testing things. So that's got some people. But the big thing is this people think that should be DLC and should have been for free to everybody, actually. But yeah, that is that's part of the problem. And here's the big problem: this version is $250, and that is what has people losing their shit on. So if you have Edge of Darkness like I did, you get credit for what you spent on Edge of Darkness. So I spent 150. It's still going to cost me $100 to do this upgrade, and that's what people think is this is just a cash grab because they really don't think there's anything. This is what you get um, in the Unheard edition. So I'm at Edge of Darkness. This is supposed to replace Unheard is supposed to replace Edge of Darkness. So I should just all have this already. But no, if I want it, I'm going to have to pay $100 to get it. So guaranteed instant access to the closed beta. Well, that was in the um, text for Edge of Darkness. So is digital copy preload. Now this is a thing here that people are mad about that they should have. This should be because this Unheard is replacing Edge of Darkness. Then Edge of Darkness people should get this for free. Enhanced stash size, that's just a minor increase. You need, again, some of the stuff people don't care too much about this. It's this that have people upset in this. Um, and then there's the additional equipment that you get. Again, nobody's really that upset about this. So you get this if you're playing as a bear. This you get as a USEC. You get a couple extra guns. You get some cases. Now, right now, mid-game, the cases and stuff aren't that important because a lot of people already have a bunch of cases. It would be very much so a big change at a wipe when everybody's back to nothing. Having these containers and getting this better mid to high end ammo early on and 1,000,000 rubles early on would make a big difference for people with this version of the game. So here's the skills, and they're up to level 3. Uh, Access to co-op practice mode. We already have that in the Edge of Darkness. This thing is equipped to special slot, gives you a 50% discount using cash services in the raids. That means right now just the BTR, so half price for BTR use. Faster insurance returns, so that would get your stuff back quicker and be a boost to you. Again towards the pay to win. 6+ fence reputation. Scavs won't shoot first at ranges over 600 meters or 60 meters away. That is a big deal. That is a push. And then I don't know nobody knows what the unique zone and hideout means. And then this distress thing is players, your friends list will receive a notification that they can join you. Again, nobody really cares about it. What people care about is this. They think this is a blatant ripoff, just chasing cash. Even this $110, that looks to me to be a price increase. That's the same price. This is a little bit more expensive than it used to. Same as that, because 150 used to be the Edge of Darkness, and this is 110, so only $40 away. I don't think. Maybe it was this earlier on. Okay, I'm gonna say yes, it did. But the other thing that hurt BSG today, there's a streamer called Landmark, and he was in there going through all the problems he found with the game, and he found that somebody at BSG was altering the text of the website while he was kind of talking about it. It was like they were watching what he was complaining about and then going in and going, okay, we'll take that bit out, we'll take that bit out. Because there is some people that think that potentially what they're doing may violate some EU laws or UK laws because this company is registered as being in the UK. I'm not a lawyer, I don't know. But yeah, I have never seen so many people so mad about something um, in my whole gaming history. So we'll have to see what happens. If if PSG is tight for money, then they could probably get GoFundMe and people would give them money. If they took this co-op mode and put it into its own little $20 add-on, nobody would have been upset. People might have paid it because they would actually give BS because they've got so much good gameplay out of this game. They love the game so much. They would throw them a bone and say, "Yeah, I'll buy that little co-op thing for $20 or $30 or even $40." They would go, "Sure, why not? Yeah, here you go." But people are thinking that this is a very negative news. I mean, it's funny because in when you see the games, you see a lot of companies trying to reproduce the magic that is Escape from Tarkov, and they've always failed. So every time a new game comes out, people say it's a Tarkov killer. What people are saying today is the only people that can ever kill off Tarkov are the developers, BSG, and they may have just done that. They've shot themselves in the foot. They've put a hole in their lifeboat in the middle of the ocean. Yeah. Once again, I've seen people, people say stuff all the time, but there's lots of people that are saying that potentially they um, won't. They're going to stop playing the game. They're going to move away from it. They're not going to support it anymore. They'll never spend any more money on it. Yada yada yada. But from my perspective, I don't like how they've done this. They really screwed up. I think they need to admit it that they've screwed up, and they need to make some redress to people who had Edge of Darkness. You know, give us a discount off that. That doesn't help people that don't have the game, but wow, $250 for what I'm seeing here is laughable. There's nothing here that it makes it worth this big increase over what the Edge of Darkness was, which was 150, which was expensive at that time. A lot of people did not like paying that much for the game, but we paid it to it's kind of like you paid it to help BSG grow the game, and now they're demanding more for nothing. There's nothing in here that would enhance the gameplay of somebody who has already purchased Edge of Darkness. Nothing. This would help somebody that maybe just wants to get in the game and progress really, really quick. That might be the only people who would actually buy this. But yeah, this is it's an insult to the Tarkov community, which is one of the most loyal I've ever seen. So again, we live in interesting times. It will be interesting to see what happens on this because, yeah, the community has lost their shit on this, lost their minds because they think BSG has lost theirs. And um, I don't know what's brought this on, but it is being bungled mightily. And they need to figure out a way to save face with the community. Okay, so I don't know if I've answered anybody's questions. I've just given you a quick my 2 cents on it. Um, I'm not overly upset about it. What is it? Parents used to say, I'm not mad, I'm just very, very disappointed. And that's kind of what I am. I'm not necessarily mad because I have seen this from other games before. I'm just very, very disappointed in BSG. So, there you go.